Let's talk.
Nerd!
All right, hello guys. Guess we're live now. So I'm joined here today by my good friend Wolf Striker and Reno. I'm your main host Hornet. Today we're going to be discussing the What If series. Because we're going to start with episode 1 of the 3 that are out so far with the Captain America retake. We'll start. Wolf, what do you think of episode 1?
The start was nice. I liked Howard Stark.
It starts.
I say, had a nice beginning. Rush with everything,
Yeah.
but I had a nice beginning. I liked the change and with Carter becoming the Captain America.
What was her name? Because she wasn't actually Captain America anymore, was she? She
It
had like
was
the British thing.
yeah, Captain Carter.
Captain Carter. That's the best they could do.
Yeah, that's what the name was Captain Carter.
I still like Lieutenant Brixton. Marina, what did you think of episode 1?
I liked it. It was good. I had a problem with her suit.
What? Really?
Yeah, it reminded me too much of Captain Britain. Is that his name?
Oh, the actual Captain Britain from.
Yeah. So and then also and then Captain America. His main goal was he was in the U.S. Army and he helped unite America together, and he was an American hero. So for her being Britain, it just didn't.
Well, she
Feel the same.
Yeah.
For the Americas, and what she mostly changed in that world was women empowerment.
Yeah, I feel like that would definitely make a big because I think women empowerment didn't really start till like the 1950s as much.
Yeah, and then
So that would definitely in that world would definitely be a big jump start to that.
yep.
Yeah, and they showed it in that what if when the colonel didn't like her at all. He thought it was a total failure. So
Well, it just shows his views.
It would have been kind of funny if they would have made her been like almost like a bimbo type of girl. Because if you remember when Captain America first became Captain America, he never went into the field for a long time. He was just a stage dude.
yeah, and they mentioned that
Oh, yeah.
too in the story where he was they could have you going around just showing off.
Yeah. And that could have definitely been I feel like that would have been was something that was kind of like a missed opportunity of like her that had more conflict to her overall just character development because she just like again I guess with something Wolf and I have discussed before it's just the pacing of the episode was so rushed. There's so many like her character just goes from like no confidence to confidence to just they just jump scenes like at light speed pretty much.
Yeah, well, I mean
Yeah.
they kind of showed that she did go on missions with a team, and
Hmm.
that was kind of like in the Captain America movie where he went
Yeah.
after he proved himself, like she did in that one part where she gets the Tesseract.
Yeah, she actually gets, and then that's when they make the World War II style Iron Man suit powered
Yeah.
by the Tesseract.
Yeah, which that made me question that stuff too. So since Stark made basically the Hulkbuster suit, will Tony end up making will he just make improvements to the suit? I mean, because
Well,
Tony was
they lost the power source to it, didn't they?
Yeah.
because I remember he
No,
used it
no.
at the end.
Yeah, at the end, they recovered most of the things since Hydra was defeated.
Yeah,
Tesseract wasn't really sucked in back to the portal.
true. Yeah, it was just well, it wasn't lost at sea either,
Yeah.
like it was in the. So who knows what they did with Tesseract then? Because that means Shield had it all this time. And if you remember, like Tony Stark, he got a bunch of stuff from his dad from Shield in the in his actual second movie. That's how he like rediscovered that element that he used to like cure himself or whatever.
Okay. So, but see, he would still, probably in the family business sell weaponry. I mean, in that world, he'd be in conflict.
But probably to an extreme, since his father pretty much developed a military weapon at not the start of the war, but it seems like through the war.
Yeah.
And he probably would have gone more extreme and more deadly, depending on the the nuclear arsenal laws, if anything, were still developed in his time.
Yeah.
It does seem vague in their universe, though.
Yeah.
And then, I still question. I'm still wondering what will happen with who in this universe, who the new guardian of the Soul Stone. Since he got bodied. I wonder what that. I'm curious what the heck that tentacle monster was supposed to be.
I think you can look it up. It's an actual thing. I just don't know what it is. But I remember seeing them. You never believe what they added in What If type videos.
This is Disney trying to get into the hentai business, low key.
Hentai business.
Captain Carter.
Yeah. Who knows what happened to her all those years inside that portal?
Well, that's what I was about to mention too. When she goes in the portal, it looks like it kind of was just a doorway. Because would she be fighting that squid that long in there? I mean, that's why. Because you know how in other places, it's the time is different. So
and she didn't look visibly aged.
Yeah, she didn't look aged. She didn't look. It looked like she went through there because she was already basically wrestling with it. So she went through there, killed him, and then went through like it was just another portal. So
maybe it was a realm that was outside of time and space.
Yeah. Rick and Morty reference.
Yes.
Portals are only for them.
And then so I guess we can move on to episode 2 now with the Black Panther becoming Star-Lord. I love the intro. Intro was hilarious.
Good intro.
Yeah, good intro. Rest of it was kind of I was never really worried about anything. It didn't seem like there was any conflict whatsoever.
I didn't like him as Star-Lord. When I was watching it, I like the misfit type because like the Guardian of the Galaxy, he pulled all those guys together.
The difference is the thing with Peter Quill's Star-Lord in the movie. He's pretty much you take a young mind and just throw them into space with their young mind motives. And that's what they did the exact same thing with Panther. Peter Quill, Star-Lord, is just he was a misfit when at a young age. All he knew was just to mess around and all that.
Yeah, and he was a 80s kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had no real everything. His whole personality kind of just rolls around 80s culture.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between a commoner from we're trying to work in real world versus a prince trying to work in royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess I understood that, but I just because
Robin Hood.
Yeah, the Robin Hood type. I mean, he solved a lot of conflicts. It sounded like when he was there, but I mean, with Peter, it was he was more. He wanted to be rich. It seemed like, or
he wanted fame and fortune.
Yeah, he wanted fame and fortune, and that was the funny thing about him, where no one even knew who he was, and he's you don't know who I am.
Well, it's he's kind of like a. This is funny because Wolf and I recently watched a lot of these movies and stuff, but the Flynn Rider, he's very much like a Flynn Rider character where he's just he's trying to make a name for himself. He wants to be rich and famous. He's charismatic, funny, but he's not this guy who just runs around and just can fix all the world's problems just cuz.
Well, and then also with Peter too, he's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
Yeah, no, he doesn't murder people.
And that's what I like about it. And he acts like he's dumb, but he's not that dumb.
Big brain.
Big brain. And then that's the other thing that kind of sucks too is you don't really get any of the Guardians of the Galaxy team. You don't get Gamora. You don't.
Well, I don't think you saw Groot or Rocket.
Yeah, Groot or
Did we?
Rocket.
Yeah.
No, you didn't see Groot or Rocket, and Gamora wasn't there because Thanos
Is an evil.
isn't evil, so he probably didn't destroy her world.
And then you have. I mean, you had Drax though. Drax was pretty funny, being a bartender.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because his world didn't. He mentioned too, and his world didn't get destroyed, so he didn't have to take revenge on anything. The only complaint I have is I didn't really like the big bad guy. I don't think the Collector would be.
Yeah, they should have kept the Collector accurate to the movie.
yeah,
A power up for no reason.
yeah, the Collector was kind of. I liked him in the movie. I didn't like him like this. He didn't. I mean, there's no reason for him to do what he was doing. He's just a collector. He likes to collect things.
Yeah.
I do like how they did mention towards the end there, like how that one chick like still rebelled against him, just like in the movie.
Mhm.
Although in this case, she didn't blow herself up by trying to grab the Infinity Stone.
Yeah. I just didn't like because when you saw his collection, he had Captain America's shield and Thor's
Hell's
hammer,
helmet.
yeah, and all that stuff. And I don't think he could beat them that easily. I mean, Thanos barely could beat them that easily.
Well, the thing that Hela is a god, and as Guardians get stronger by aging.
Yeah, so she should be fucking old as fuck and powerful as fuck.
Yeah, and that's so accurate to like the MCU with their like off balanced comic book accuracy.
Yeah. Well, they definitely. I know in the MCU they tried a lot to change like the how magic works and stuff, make it more like technological based instead of mystic. And then the final thing about it is like this universe, this version in this universe is fucked because there's no one to stop. Yeah, there's no one to stop Ego. The Watcher himself said it at the end when his dad showed up and Peter was just working at Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
I guess these heroes are just destined to work at ice cream places, huh?
Oh, he's a '90s kid. That's kind of stereotypes.
So, do you think Peter would turn evil?
I don't see why. I don't see why not.
That'd be.
Yeah, he just seems like an average Joe now.
Yeah.
Good.
So, do you think with the power that he would basically unlock since his dad showed up, he would just roll with his dad and destroy the... I mean, basically, he could destroy the whole universe.
Well, he probably wouldn't destroy them, but he'd probably be evil in a different way. Not anti-hero evil, but just like... Well, what are things you could see like him looking for? I believe he still look for fame and all that, fame, glory.
Yeah.
So he would probably be manipulated by him.
Well, the thing is, I don't think he'd have a choice. Because look at it in the movie when he found out what his dad did, he was like, I don't want to do this. His dad just hooked him up like a battery, and the only reason he was able to escape is because he had friends to help him. Right? There's no one to help him in this situation. So it's either that's what I'm saying that this universe is true. There's nothing that there's no one to help Quill. There's no one. So he's either going to join his dad and destroy all those planets or become a battery.
So do you think that Thanos would still become evil? Because at the very end when they're sitting at the bar, also he was still talking about the snap of his finger.
No, he was saying about why it's not genocide.
Why? Oh, okay.
Because it's random.
Yeah. So do you think that he would still... because
I think I pretty
skilled and like in his strength and like every ability. His combat is weaker.
Yeah, he got
skilled.
Yeah, he was getting wrecked by his children.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, like He doesn't seem like he would actually rebel and go to the Thanos way.
I don't think he could.
Yeah, he's too weak. He's been hanging out with Panther for too much.
So we can go to the third one now. Let's kill off all the Avengers.
So I enjoyed it. You wouldn't expect Tony Stark just flopping over dead.
Oh yeah. At the in the very beginning, yeah, I was just wow, okay. I enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, I want to say right now the third one's definitely been my favorite, and it's like just the absurdity of some of the deaths, like Hulk just blowing up. Like I was so concerned. I was like, what's how's Hulk gonna? How are they gonna kill Hulk? Oh, apparently he's just gonna blow up.
It's hyperact, not hyper. They just how do you say it? Like they just something of his heart. They didn't.
Yeah,
They just made it go hyper.
he just hyper inflated it pretty much.
Yeah. And like in the beginning, where you're thinking about who's murdering them and stuff, and I thought it was Hydra at first. So,
Yeah, they did left those subtle clues.
Yeah, so it was a good like mystery type of episode where, because when Black Widow comes out and she's arrested, all those guys that were arresting her, they're basically the same Shield agents that were in the elevator when Captain America found out that Shield was ran by Hydra. So that's why I thought that's what this one was going to be about. Again, was Hydra taking over. They destroyed the Avengers. It was a real twist once I found what it was, but it was old.
Yeah.
I just realized. I guess there's not going to be an Ant-Man in this universe, huh?
Technically, no, since Hank Pymp was bad.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because his daughter died. So
yeah, there's no one to continue it on.
There's no one to.
But since Ultron most likely wouldn't become a thing, Thanos still will, since nothing's stopping him. He's on off our planets, and like whatever changes happen on Earth wouldn't affect that planet because they're not in the same thing.
Well, I wonder what's going to happen with that, because if Thanos ever wants to come to Earth and get the Infinity Stones, it's technically under control of Asgard now, and Asgard's not weak in this universe.
Yeah.
It's not going to get destroyed anytime soon.
They will actually stand to fight since they'll have Hela, once Loki figures that out, Hela will be right there.
The only thing that keeps Hela from coming back is Odin, right?
Yeah.
Well, she was like dimension.
Yeah, and once Odin died is when Hela was freed. So.
Yeah, and I don't think she would destroy Asgard.
And I don't think Loki would. The only thing is, I don't know if Loki would give up Asgard to Hela, but obviously I don't think she could stop him. And at that point, I
would agree, but there's they have a treasure room with all their wins, their spoils.
Yeah, all
like different type of artifacts and all that. Like even the fake Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Was that a fake Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, it was the left hand.
Oh, I never noticed that. Realized that.
Yeah.
Well, and also like Asgard got blown up, so it's not like Thanos could just go get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then you had
type of trophies there that he could use for his win, and the dog.
I don't know. That's kind of off of a tangent, but Reality Stone. Why didn't they just keep that on Asgard? And because they gave it to the collector.
Oh, they thought the collector would actually be safe.
I know, but safer than the vaults of Asgard. I know they did. They said they didn't want to keep 2 Infinity Stones in one place. I guess because they already had the Tesseract, which was the Space Stone, I believe.
Yeah.
But what would be safer than to keep them? You think Thanos is just going to walk into Asgard and take them?
Yeah, he got that. He got that stone pretty easy.
But the thing about the Asgard is that the guards, the warriors, they seem so pathetic. They're always thrown in there to die, not to.
Well, it's like shield agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they're a warrior race. Well, a warrior warrior gods.
Yeah.
Do things and they die so pathetically. Even like Thor's friends, like most of them die off just because the story needed it.
Well, and I could understand Hela just kind of mowing through them. She is like the equivalent of Thor and Loki.
She's the oldest.
Yeah, but like remember with the second Thor movie when the dark elves invaded, they just walked through them like nothing.
Yeah, but Loki could have again. I think it was that one where the invasion. Like Loki was negotiating with the frost giants and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And since he's the king now, he could probably make them ally with them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like since he used
Well-
manipulation and like those type of tricks, and he pretty much do what not Americans, colonials did with the natives. Tell them they'll give them back their land if they help them fight.
Yeah, I don't. It's gonna be a crazy world, especially because there's no Avengers. You have Captain America left at the end, and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but the weird thing about I don't think Black Panther will be part of the Avengers because he's over there in Wakanda. He'll come over to the
he would still come over because of Winter Soldier. Because that would still Winter Soldier.
What would his dad be doing now though? Because now that the world's like occupied, what's Wakanda doing?
Yeah.
Like, are they mounting a resistance? Are they going to fight back? Like,
if you notice their technology in Infinity War, it was it's advanced but terrible.
Well, it's funny. It's like they're supposed to be Wakanda is supposed to be so advanced, but they have like they're all melee weapons.
Yeah.
Like there's no guns, no cannons really. They got some ships, but they don't really use them.
I don't think their ships are really very great.
And they have rhinos.
Yeah, rhinos. Don't you diss my rhinos, Wolf. I'm trying to look cool.
They were, but I feel like they could be more militarized.
Oh, I mean, I think their entire culture could be militarized.
Yeah, most of it. Like, imagine if you gave that Black Panther armor to the elites, to the most greatest warriors, like chieftains and all that.
But I think they only had that one. Oh wait, no, they had.
Oh, they made multiple.
Yeah, they had 3 different armors.
Yeah.
And then they made the weapons with it. Like you saw Captain America's shield. That was part of the thing.
Yeah, but I mean, still, the suit didn't make him as powerful. He ate that fruit, right, or the flower.
Yeah, he had the spirit of the panther god or whatever it was.
So I don't think.
But that suit
his abilities and made him virtually bulletproof.
Yeah, virtually indestructible.
Yeah, but I think the only people they let eat that fruit are they had to be royalty. It seemed like, or something like that, because whoever challenged him, they were the royalty of those other tribes.
Well, I think that's just their culture.
Yeah, so they wouldn't give it to just their military.
If they were smart, they would.
Well, that makes sense, but still, like the vibranium is a very useful thing. Like with their, at least for the suits, you imagine that's on like just regular ground troops. Or not even suits, just make shields. Do the Spartan technique, just like shields up front, shields above, and then just charge that way.
Yeah, I think that's more Roman, but
well, the Spartans still use it.
Yeah, that'd been cool. There's a lot of stuff that the MCU hasn't gone into yet. They still haven't done like Atlantis yet with Namor. There's a lot of different like groups and factions they just haven't introduced yet. They're just getting into the Eternals. And I mean, even in TV shows, they barely touched on the Inhumans.
Well, they tried. Well, they had it in.
Well,
I think there was only one season.
Yeah.
And it was it was more like they were trying to hit on politics, I think.
Probably. That's most television nowadays. Yeah, they haven't even introduced the Olympians yet, like Hercules and stuff.
Yeah, are they? Are they gonna try to
I don't
introduce
know.
that?
I don't see why not. I mean, Hercules is a very prominent character in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but that might take time because I think
No,
it's like from Hercules in that.
it would probably like disrupt their entire power structure at this point.
Yeah, like they have already like the Norse mythology gods, Thor
Yeah,
and them. It'd just be weird if they had like other gods and just like them explaining that.
yeah. Well, I mean, they did a good job of explaining all the different pantheons in the comics. It's just they're kind of late in the live action stuff.
Yeah, like they don't have written in stone like the Thor's like in his community doesn't talk about fighting other gods, trying to
Yeah,
overcome each other.
it's really funny. If I remember, there was an older like kids cartoon, the Superhero Squad show. Like there was like Odin and Zeus were like making bets on who's stronger, Thor or Hercules. Like whose son's better.
This is like, well, no, like I have other sons waiting.
But nah, so far I like this third one the most. It was entertaining. It was a good mystery, like murder mystery.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was the same with the second one. I don't really think Hank Prime could kill
No,
all the Avengers that easily as he did.
but it'd be funny since like his wife eventually comes back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So fun.
Yeah,
Wow.
he'll be in jail or not jail, but most likely like prison, super prison. Is there like shit?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his daughter still did die though because of Shield, that as he said. So,
Well, she was doing a mission.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Shield sent her to, unless maybe his wife will come back and break him out of prison. They'll be a power couple.
well, that's one thing about the movies too is I don't think they actually worked for Shield. Oh wait, no, you said he
No, he
did work
did.
for Shield.
He
Was making
left because he was like, "How dare you try to replicate my stuff?"
yeah, and then that's how they came up with the yellow jacket suit, which that's what he was wearing when he was fighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was my only problem too, is I don't think that Nick Fury would have to ask Loki for help to defeat him. I mean, he's just another guy with a suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that can. But
I feel like he could have Hank Pym could have gotten smaller. Like you can't really trace something that's smaller and moving like
yeah,
they might be like moving regular speed, but it's hard for your eye to see that. Like you try doing that with like a regular fly laying around your room.
yeah.
You barely keep up.
And you saw like again like when Ant-Man fought Falcon, he barely had any training and he was still able to fight him and beat him. And I mean, and if they gave Nick Fury like a special suit or something or gadgets like they do in the comics.
Yeah, because I mean, there's how many Nick Furies that got killed, and then you find out it was an android.
Well, apparently there's like a white one that.
Well, the original Nick
Well,
Fury was white.
the original Nick
Yeah.
Fury, but they
Samuel
explained.
Jackson
Yeah, they
so good.
explained in the comic how the new Nick Fury. There is a comic out there that explains that.
Yes, but it is all back to the whole. He probably died at one point and came back.
No, because the Black Nick Fury is supposed to actually be the white Nick Fury's son in the comic, and then when he dies, he inherits that, and like I don't know, there's a big battle. But who's the bad guy on the Black Widow movie?
Taskmaster.
Yeah, Taskmaster. I think Taskmaster was trying to kill Nick Fury in that comic, but
Off topic to the what if, but the Black Widow movie, I don't think that the way they did Taskmaster was great. It was a mother trying to just I haven't seen the movie yet, but it was just a mother just killing people off and just doing whatever.
I've heard that I haven't watched it yet either, but I've heard that a lot of people were very disappointed in the way they used Taskmaster.
Yeah, he wasn't even using photo copy, whatever that is, how to explain. he or she was just using Stark technology, you know, and let the
Oh,
suits.
wait, so this Taskmaster is a girl?
Yeah, the mother of
I watched the movie. It was okay. I mean, it was enjoyable and everything, but yeah, I don't like how they messed up.
Wow.
I mean, because Taskmaster's basically the equal of Captain America. I mean, in the comic,
well, he's the equal of anyone in like and it's like in combat,
yeah, in
hand-to-hand
combat,
combat.
yeah, he could mimic anyone, and they did that and stuff. It's just that, yeah, I don't see him being in any, or
Well,
I don't
we
see
keep
her
saying,
being in any other movie.
I was say you keep saying he, but
Yeah,
apparently it's not a
no,
he.
it's not a he anymore, and yeah, I don't see her being anybody fighting in any other movie, or she's not going to be an enemy of the Avengers and stuff like that.
Especially of Crossbone. Like he had the potential, but at least they didn't underutilize him in that little time that he did with was it Civil War? Like in MCU, like he wasn't really underutilized, but I wish I saw more of him. Kind of just popped up, like just said "fuck you," and then just like died.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a lot of in a lot of the movies, I wish they would. I mean, the little bad guys who they're using that you won't see that much in the movie anymore, if they would move that to the Agents of Shield show, them testing him and stuff like that. But actors
I don't
and
think the Agents of
movies, they.
Shield is like canon to the MCU anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember hearing that they stopped making it canon since ever since like the recent movies with Spider-Man and others. Like any like recent movies of the past like 4 years.
So
So like that.
they just totally took that off the table.
Yeah, the timeline was just like not what's good.
Didn't line up anymore.
Yeah, didn't line up.
Well, and others, they really need. I mean, I guess this kind of Disney in general. They just really need to start implementing more shows because, like, they had a lot of like in Agent Shield. They had Ghost Rider just show up.
Yeah, but
Like,
that wasn't the original. He's not the original.
oh, I know, but he's still a Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
He's still a Ghost Rider. I mean, it's just the fact that they introduce cool characters, and when Agent of Shield was canon, it meant that Ghost Rider was a character in the MCU.
Yeah.
And that's a good way. That's a good way to introduce and build their universe without having to do these high budget films. Like even if you only have Silver Surfer, even if you have him show up in one episode of a show, any show, even if he shows up once, that means he is now part of that universe, and you were able to build that much world building in literally one episode, and then you can just build off of that and expand even more without having to make a 2 hour multi-billion-dollar movie that may or may not do good. There are simpler ways for them to build their characters.
But I mean that's why they could introduce, like, they don't have to kill off the bad guys. They could arrest them, or most of them escape anyway, and they could show up on a TV show. But I mean, I guess it just depends on.
Yeah, because unfortunately, that's why I think animation is kind of just better for stuff like this. Because I mean, especially with the way people are when it comes to actors. Because I don't give a fuck who an actor is for the most part. But you have these like a lot of people. They care so much if a new actor tries to take over a role. But with animation, you don't have to worry about that. You draw the character. You have a voice actor, and the voice actor can change as long as they still get the feel of the character. I mean,
Yeah, and I like how they did the animation in the What Ifs. It really flows together. I like the cell shading and stuff. It really
yeah,
nice animation that they but Disney they know how
yeah.
to.
We need to see them do some water.
I did. So in the third one, you see the Watcher in the sky, right? And
Yeah,
then the second one,
Yeah.
the Watcher is in the outer space, but I don't remember in the first one where if I seen him in that one in the beginning of
He
it.
probably was, but I wasn't paying attention enough
Yeah.
to see him.
I don't remember where he was in the first one.
Yeah, so is there like other Easter eggs that they have in all the shows stuff? So it's like I did like in the third one how they incorporated the actual scenes of the movie within within the cartoon, which was
Yeah.
really cool. Like when you see Stark eating the donut in the beginning, I mean that was hilarious.
Sir, I need you to exit the donut.
Yeah. So I liked seeing those kind of scenes too, where you're oh okay, that's actually from the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish Stark had a little bit more screen time instead of just being killed off right there.
oh, I know.
Well, it's so funny how, because Wolf and I recently watched the Marvel Rising like shows or movies, Disney movies, I guess is what they are.
Yeah.
There's a movie it's about Ironheart. Tony Stark shows up for like 5 minutes in that one, and it's the best 5 minutes of the movie. He just that character. I mean, a lot of it comes from whoever the voice actor is that plays it, obviously. But like, just the Tony Stark character is just such a fun character that when he shows up, he just lightens the mood and just makes anything better.
Well, I mean,
In my opinion, like,
yeah, I mean he's always been the good character. I mean, he's the one who bring the Avengers. That's why nobody used to wait till after all the credits just to see what happens, and it was always Tony trying to get that guy to join the Avengers. You know, after the first one when they were getting him to join. So
and then they kicked him, and then they kicked him out.
yeah.
Well, that's why I really like about Tony's character now is that he's not such an alcoholic. He's not such a just like a redemption arc character that's like struggling. He's just a charismatic badass at this point.
Yeah, and that movie was at the end of the second one, right? Or like when they kill him off, like the end of the Iron Man 2.
You talking about when he was in the donut?
Yeah, eating the donut.
That was the second part of the second act of the second movie. So in the second movie, you have the NASCAR scene.
Yeah. So yeah, Iron Man 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like that
When
NASCAR scene.
Yeah, when he fights Whiplash.
Yeah. And then
episode of alcoholism, like in the first one.
well, the first Iron Man movie, you mainly have him in the opening. Yeah, he's an alcoholic, playboy, party boy. But all that really changes after he's blown up and captured by the whoever it is. I don't think it's the Taliban, but
Yeah, well, I mean that's when he was just into his work. He wanted to make those suits and make that suit better. Realized that's what he wanted to do.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the freaking third Iron Man movie. Yeah,
that man that died for his survival is what pushed him. Like
mm-hmm.
he was selfish before he went into that cave, and those man's last words were literally just to say, "Better yourself and live for something. Don't regret a life that you don't like."
Yeah.
Well, that's just in the first What If with Peggy too, when they're all the thing changed when she decided to stay in the lab. So I had to see what the changes were, so I did watch Captain America again just to see. Okay, well, what did they all change just because she said no that she wanted to stay in there? So when she said no, nobody went into the observation room. Everybody stayed in the lab, which I was just like, well, why didn't they? Peggy could stay out there. Why didn't they tell everybody else to go in the?
Well, if a woman's brave enough to stay out here, why are we not going to stay out here, Peng?
So you think it was because of that? Just because she said no? Because in the movie too, he goes up to the observation lab and everybody is already sitting in the So
It's those little differences that cause the whole new universe thing.
yeah, I mean, and then there was other little things too where when they ask her if she wants to go into the lab, um, Steve Rogers is already strapped in to get the dosage of the super serum.
Yeah.
So that.
Well, the movie was a little bit rushed, so they probably just
Yeah, I mean,
it's like skipped a few things, added like a few scenes from the movie, then just said like, here's what you get. Like it wasn't a bad movie. The pacing could have been.
No, it wasn't a
But,
bad movie, and I mean, it's a what if. It's just like the comics where if this happens, of course, there's going to be changes. But
yeah, like that they didn't see since it was a little bit too fast paced. They were just throwing everything they got.
yeah.
yeah,
I
now
do like how they kept the alcohol part where she couldn't get drunk.
Oh yeah.
so do you think
Yeah,
most
I
superheroes have that problem? It doesn't seem like gods have that problem because Thor, like he could get drunk pretty.
No,
it looks like he can hold his liquor.
His was taken. If we're talking about that scene in the cafe.
What happens if Hulk gets drunk?
Hulk.
I don't know. Can he get drunk, or would he? Because I mean, he has super healing and everything too.
Probably not.
Bigger question: can Batman get drunk?
He can, but he can't get shit faced.
He could get
tipsy.
He could get roofied.
Yeah, he can get roofied.
That's what happened.
Well, now when he prepared for every situation because of his anxiety.
Yeah. He could get he got prepared for every situation. So they said, "Hey, you have a son."
I love that. I forget what movie. I think it was the Hush. Shaman Hush. When Damien was like, "Now, father," he's like lecturing his dad about wearing protection and crap.
Oh yeah.
But he got roofied.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he. Don't you talk down to me, son.
I gave birth to you, even though like your mother didn't born you from her womb. She put you in a test tube.
Well, she had to keep her figure.
Yep.
Or she had to stay training.
Fucking crush that baby before it's even born.
She's just training the baby before it's born. Okay.
Listen to like every fucking tutorial of like whatever martial art she uses.
So this was our first stream podcast of our Let's Talk Nerds. This will be usually a weekly thing done on Wednesdays. Right now we are primarily discussing the What If series, but we will be jumping around from any topics, as you could tell by the end of this discussion. It will be anything to do with movies, comics, TV shows, and video games. Anyway, guys, well, thanks for watching, everyone out there, and we'll see you next week.